For go late for technical.
Hello, everybody. There was some technical issues happening, and
yeah, that's the reason we just got behind.
So today we have with us Dr.
Arun.
Hi, Arun.
Arun is a fabulous photographer, a great friend, and a doctor.
A laparoscopic surgeon. So
Yeah, and we totally understand this is COVID time, and you being a doctor, we can understand your busy schedule. And thank you so much for coming online and sharing your experience with us.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure. Nishan Hermes.
It's an honor, doctor. It's definitely an honor. I mean, thanks to social media once again to meet such fabulous people who are genuinely interested in photography and conservation. And because of Arun's work, the Karnataka state have given him an honorary position of wildlife warden as well. And he is a multiple award winner on international as well as national level. So it's a and I'm really looking forward for your. He's not just a regular, catch walking, coming into the picture head on shot kind of things. He goes slightly beyond that on an experimental level too. So we are really waiting for you to share your experience and some of your spectacular images.
and a small introduction to yourself.
Yes, to begin with.
You want me to talk about this?
A small intro.
A small intro.
Hermes, I think you can do it.
All right.
So lovely. It's a pleasure to be live on Portrails and speaking about my journey with regard to wildlife photography as well as my conservation work, what we are doing in Bellary district. Hope I'm audible.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. So it's been a fantastic journey for the past almost, if I can say, about 10 to 11, 12 years, I suppose. Of course, I've been involved with. You can say, I loved wildlife for quite a while. I mean, since I've been born, but obviously becoming a doctor takes lots of your time studying. So I've been working quite hard to become a doctor because that's sort of my dream, to become a doctor as well as to become a surgeon. And it took obviously most of needs to work hard. I mean, to become a doctor, and I had to put in lots of effort. And I can say I'm a decent laparoscopic surgeon, and it took quite a while for me to establish myself in my laparoscopic field. And after that, obviously, I had to get back to my what I love to do and what I was very much interested in. So it's been quite a journey, and I think if I can just go back to my in 2009, I suppose, where when apart from my professional life, I just wanted to get back to what I love to do and what I wanted to, where I wanted to be in. And one fine day, I just saw an ad in the newspaper talking about asking for volunteers in for tiger census in Karnataka. So I just called up a couple of my friends in Bellary in my hometown and just told them, why don't we just volunteer ourselves and go and for the tiger census in Bandipur. But I didn't have the sort of an idea how to go about it. Even though they asked for to apply apply, I just called up one of my very close friends. That's Vijay Mohan Raj. He's one fantastic forest officer in Karnataka. I'm sure you might have heard about him, and
Yes.
who has not heard about him? So I just gave a call to him and I said, I just wanted to take part in tiger census in Bandipur. Why don't you just help me out? So he was taken aback. In fact, he thought, how can a guy from a town like Bellary, who's interested in wildlife? Because I come from a place in Bellary where it's extremely dry. The temperature goes up to 42, 43 in summers, and it's unlike very what you come across in South Karnataka. It's quite dry, and he was taken aback. Then at the time he was the director of Badra Tiger Reserve. He said, why don't you come to Badra Tiger Reserve, where I'm the director, and if you're inclined to come over to Badra Tiger Reserve for the tiger census, where even tiger census was happening at Badra Tiger Reserve also, you're most welcome. Please join me. So that's how my journey with regard to wildlife and bird took off. I think it must be in the year 2009, 2010. So I went to Badra Tiger Reserve. As of now, of course, I knew about everything about the mammals, but I had no inkling, I had no idea with regard to the birds. So I could, at that particular point of time, I could recognize only a sparrow or a crow. So we were put up because we had come to Bellary. We had come from we were three guys going from Bellary to Badra Tiger Reserve, and since the director he was hosting us, in fact he wanted to put us up in a good place, and we were put up in a forest guest house for the tiger census. So one particular day, in fact, Vijay Mohan Raj accompanied me into the jungle for the tiger census. Obviously, we had transects. We had to walk almost about 8 kilometers into the jungle, looking for the signs of tiger. Of course, we were hoping we don't come across a tiger right in front of us, because we were on foot with one watcher with a stick in his hand. So absolutely, I was to be very frank, I was quite scared. So because it was the first time for me, walking in a jungle. Of course, I had been to jungle earlier, but walking in the jungle is a different ball game. And he accompanied me on the second day, and he was carrying a fantastic camera, a Canon. At that time, I'm not exactly sure the make of the Canon, but he had an 800 lens in his hand, and we were walking along with one watcher, and he was showing me the birds, and he was just mentioning the name of the birds. And the first bird I came across was a blue-colored bird, which just came and sat in front of me, and he identified the bird, and he just flew off. And he made an image of that bird, and he just mentioned it as, in fact, a Nilgiri flycatcher.
Okay.
Of course, I absolutely had no idea with the birds. Then I said, "Oh, it's a flycatcher, Nilgiri flycatcher." Then we were done with the bird. We were done with the tiger census. I came back home, and after a couple of days, he gave me a call. He told me, "Arun, I'm extremely sorry. I just identified that bird, a blue-color bird. You remember? You just sighted one day, when we were walking in the jungle." I said, "Yes." He said, "I'm sorry. I just identified as a Nilgiri flycatcher. It is not a Nilgiri flycatcher. It's a verdita flycatcher." So obviously, I didn't understand what exactly it is. I just told him, "Why don't you just spell that bird?" He just spelled it. I jotted it down. Then I went Googled it. Then I said, "Oh my God, these guys." He knew very well. I had no idea about any bird, but he had that interest to call me up after a couple of days and mention to me and telling me that that's a verdita flycatcher. Then I said, "Oh my God." Then I just went to the birds. I started. I bought a book, Grimmett and Skip Bird. That's how my journey with bird life started. It's been a fantastic journey for the past almost 10, 11 years now. Later on, I just immediately I bought a camera. It was a Canon 7D with a 100-400 lens, and the first the place I visited was Ranthambore. The reason was we had a surgical conference at Jaipur, so I just told my family that I'm going to the conference, but I packed my camera just went to the conference, attended a couple of days, and a couple of my friends from Bellary, accompanied me. Three of my friends accompanied from Bellary also. So I just attended the conference for the first day. Second day, I was in Ranthambore. So I used my camera 100 400 Canon 7D along with 100 400 and a shot couple of tigers. That was my journey with my camera and my lens. And the first bird which I shot was in Jaipur. That was the pied starling. So I immediately, I was sending those images to Vijay Mohan Raj, and he was obviously, of course, it was one of the most horrible photographs which you can ever click. But the way he pushed me, and the way he used all the adjectives, looking at the photographs, obviously, that gave us some sort of an impetus as well as support to me with regard to birds. And it's been a fantastic journey. And later on, we have done lots of conservation work in Bellary. I was chosen to be the wildlife warden. It's been my 6th year now running with regard to as a wildlife warden. And Bellary is one fantastic place with regard to wildlife. People talk about Kabini. People talk about all the 5 tiger reserves in Karnataka. Bandipur. Might be so many the fancy names obviously, but we have amazing wildlife in North Karnataka. I'm sure Nisha was here during the bird festival in the year 2016. I think she's seen the wildlife here. So it's been fantastic. It's a fantastic place. Of course, we have except the tigers and the elephants, we have we can say every animal you can come across, and we have almost about 270 species of birds in North Karnataka, and it's absolutely fun, and it's been a amazing journey for me.
Great. So Arun, I think we can start with your images, and then you can share us on your views on each occasions and about the images.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with one of my very which I shot at Magdi, the barred geese.
So this screen.
Arun, if you can make the presentation full screen.
Oh, just a second, please.
Yes.
Oh, 1 second. Why is it not okay? When I'm trying to do this, what I'm going to do is there's a place called Magdi at Gadag. Gadag is a district in North Karnataka. So it's a small lake of about it's a lake in a village, in fact. So why is it not opening up?
Is it the green button on the top?
Just a second. Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, you need to go to the preview screen, not in the browser.
It opened up, before going live.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I open it now?
Can you? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Just a second.
Yeah. No problem.
Can I see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect.
Full screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Ah,
No,
it's again
you changed it.
Oh, lovely. Okay, 1 second. My second image?
Yes.
it again went back to the small screen.
Small screen. Yeah. You just need to.
Yeah. Now,
Yes.
Full screen you can see?
yes.
Yes.
My second image?
Yes.
Okay. So, sorry. Extremely sorry.
No problem.
Yeah. Arun, you changed it again.
Absolutely, I have no idea with computers, okay? I'm a fantastic laparoscopic surgeon, but if it comes to if it comes to
Yeah,
computers,
the green button you need to press.
so I'm an illiterate. Please bear with me. I would just take a can
Yeah.
can I see it full screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Please let me know. If I go wrong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Sure.
this is one amazing picture with regard to barred geese. So Magdi is it's a 200 acres of uh, lake which is in the village called Magdi, which is
Okay.
about 20 kilometers from Gadag. Gadag is a district in North Karnataka. Okay,
Yeah.
am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Okay, lovely. So in the month of November, around November 15th, you have lots of barred geese which come to this lake. I don't know why they choose this lake. Might be the salinity of the water, but you have almost about by December first week we have almost about 5 to 6,000 birds, which is the highest congregation happening in South India.
Okay.
Okay, so I was here about 5 years ago, you can say. So waiting to shoot the borrowed geese, and I waited for almost about 7 to 8 hours, sitting right from morning 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. These borrowed geese, in fact, they roost in the lake. They
Okay.
feed all night in the fields, eating groundnuts and then whatnot. Then in the morning at around 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning, they fly back into the lake. They until late evening. Until fly back, they fly to the east to feast. I mean, to feast and to eat. So this was shot at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon when you had some towns of birds. Suddenly you had the birds taking off because they got disturbed, and this image was made. It was just sort of a spontaneous image which I made, and this image have brought me lots of accolades. In fact, this was published in Continist International Traveler magazine, and lots of people have used this photograph, as well as the Forest Department of Karnataka has used this photograph to showcase a fantastic bird as well as wildlife in North Karnataka.
Great.
So this image is extremely dear to me.
Okay.
So Nisha and Hermes,
Yes.
I'm going to talk about. I'm going to show only one tiger photograph.
Okay.
Okay, I just have about you can say about 25 photographs which I'm going to show.
Okay.
And one of the photographs which of course I will go to Kabini also.
Okay.
Show a few photographs of Kabini, as well as photographs coming from Bellary district. In fact, which I have made few fantastic images from Bellary district.
Okay.
Out of the world images, the camera trap images which was
Okay.
not envisioned, or people never thought of doing camera trap images, high-end
Okay.
camera trap images
Okay.
in India as such. Which
Okay.
we did it in Bellary district.
Mhm.
I have not spoken much about my camera trap images, what I have done in Bellary district. In one or
Okay.
two forums I have spoken about, but this is an opportunity for me. Obviously, the portraits is extremely dear to me. I would just like to show a few images which I made in Bellary.
Thank you.
This is one image
Yeah.
which can you see this full screen?
Yes.
Fantastic. So this image was made in Kabini about 4 years ago.
Yes.
This has got an extremely interesting story with regard to this image. We were a group of friends again, sitting in a vehicle, started off very early morning, hoping to sight a tiger. We went to the one of the zones of Kabini, and as soon as we entered, I think this was shot at around 6:40, 6:45 early morning. Uh, the driver told us leopards are in front of us. So he just braked, and we had a group of friends in the vehicle, carrying all the high-end cameras and high-end lenses. They started clicking. In fact, you could hear the flow of the camera. In fact, clack 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 clack. Everybody is shooting. And later we realized there was one male sitting below this tree, and the female was on top of the tree. And we were about six guys in the vehicle. Four guys were shooting a leopard sitting on the top of the tree. Two guys, myself and Giri Kavle. In fact, he was in the vehicle in front with me. In fact, we were shooting a male leopard sitting on the road. In fact, after some time, this female stands up and takes this ramp walk, and she stops, poses for us, and we could make this image. And this is history. In fact, this image won me lots of. One award where the state tourism department, they liked it, and this was awarded. Won an award, and it gave me lots of some sort of a name, in fact. And
Yeah. Oh my.
this was on the billboards of Bangalore.
Great.
All over,
Wow.
all over the billboards of Bangalore, at least about 4 billboards in Bangalore. So
Mhm.
it gave
And
me
I
lots
have
of
one at
satisfaction.
home. You give me a print. Thank you.
Absolutely. So this gave me lots of satisfaction.
Yeah.
Very
Awesome.
few people will have this honor of of the photograph going on the billboards of Bangalore. To be precise, on the 4 billboards on different places in Bangalore for almost a month. So I just went to Bangalore to take a selfie along with my billboard. Of course, I didn't want to share that image, so I did take a selfie of my photograph. And this is one more image where a beautiful leopard was just waiting for us to go there and take a shot. This was late evening, and the lighting was amazing. He was just posing for us, and this was especially during I think it was in the month of October during the Dasra time. So he looked really like a royal king, sitting on his throne and posing for us. And we had that amazing light falling on him, and this was one image which is extremely dear to me. And a few images. Of course, monsoons are extremely special. Very difficult to make images during monsoons. You need to be extremely lucky. But if you get an image during monsoons, obviously, it's going to be one awesome image. And this was in Bandipur during the peak monsoons, and where the whole thing is extremely green. But all this gods posed for me. So even this images has been shared by the forest department, has been used by the forest department to promote tourism in the tiger reserves of Karnataka. So this is one image which is extremely dear to me, and a few more images from, of course, this image. I think the portraits are very are aware of.
Yes,
Especially Nisha. In fact, she wanted to use this image for her.
for the magazine. Yes.
Yeah. So this was again shot very early morning, where two stacks were fighting for a herd of female deers, and the best part was I had a fantastic view of the background. In fact, where it was on top of a small hill, and I could get that kind of a shot where which has been this image has been shared by lots of magazines for their cover too. So this is one image which is extremely dear to me. And if of course, if I'm talking about Kabini,
Black leopard.
obviously Black Leopard comes to the picture. He's been one the macho guy who's been almost for about 6 years now. I think he was sighted about in the year 2014 or 2015 or 2016. So he's ruling Kabini as of now. He must be around 8 to 9 years now. His days are numbered. He's having a hard time. He's having quite lots of fights. He's been injured. Presently, he's got quite a number of scars on his face now. But he's been a fighter. Hope he lives, and he owns the territory for quite a while. And lots of people have made lots of fantastic images, no doubt about it. And I could make a few images of this Black Panther. He was quite nice to me, rather, you can say, where he stood and he posed for me with the fantastic background light of the late evening sun, and he looked right into me, posed for me for about 30 seconds. Once I was satisfied with the images, obviously he turned back and he walked into the tickets. So he's been an enigma, and he's been a favorite for all the bird photographers at Kabini. And most of the people who go to Kabini look for Black Panther, and hopefully he's there for quite a while. And I have got one image of Black Panther where obviously he spent quite a lot of time with us. And this was one image where he just came to the water hole, he drank water, he spent a lot of time in the water hole, he posed for us. And it was an interesting day with the Black Panther. So I had a couple of sightings with Black Panther. He is one amazing animal, and hopefully he's got lots of fame for Kabini, no doubt about it. Of course, we do have Black Panthers at Dandeli, as well as Bandipur, as well as Masinagudi. But this Black Panther at Kabini, he's a rock star, I can say. The forest department, as well as the jungleologists, and lots of tourism people have made amazing money with regard to this Black Panther. And this is one more image which I made at Kabini. So this was I think last year when I visited Kabini. So this huge male was in must.
Okay.
And he just started walking towards us, and we had to move quite far away from him, because obviously he's in must. You need to be extremely careful. An elephant in a must is dangerous. And looking at the size of this guy, and obviously it did bring shivers into our spine. And I just asked the driver to position the vehicle quite far away. And lucky for me, in fact, at that particular point of time when this guy was walking on the road, this was at slightly at an elevated position. So I had that liberty of going down to the vehicle and get this image where I could get the forest feel also the background, and such a magnificent animal. I love elephants. If you ask me, in fact, if I why do I go to jungle? Obviously, I just go to jungle to just spend time with the elephants. So they're amazing creatures. Obviously, so intelligent, and every visit of mine, obviously, it gives me back so much of information with regard to elephants and whatnot. And few more images coming from Kabini. Obviously, this image which I clicked quite you can say about 5 to 6 years ago. So this is an image of a dole. So we come across images of dole. In fact, the wild dogs are the doles. They love to eat fresh meat. Very, 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 very rarely they scavenge. This hunt happened right in front of us. It took almost about 15 minutes for us. In fact, we were the doors was right running right in front of us, and the vehicle. We were in a vehicle, and we were just running behind the vehicle. I mean, going behind the doors. And over a period of time, after about 15-20 minutes, we see a dole running into the thicket and catching hold of a small fawn. And the best part was, this is the first time where I have not seen a dole catching the neck of the fawn, killing it by strangulation. Usually, they start eating it live, going from the hind parts, and the animal dies of shock and bleeding. But in this case, this dole was grasping the neck of the fawn and holding it tight and choking it to death. This was quite surprising to me, and this was is this a nice image, Hermes?
Definitely.
Yeah, it is, because I have never seen such an image. Usually we see cats killing like this.
Yeah.
Correct. So in this case, in fact, it was quite interesting for me to see a dole catching its prey by its neck. So this was quite interesting for me. And I have one more image. Obviously, in fact, I would just go back to show you image from Africa.
Okay.
Before going to Africa, last January, in fact, I was at Sundarbans. Where is that image now? Oh yeah. So I went along with a group of friends. Obviously, Giri, who's an extremely dear friend of mine, obviously accompanied us. We went to Sundarbans. It's one amazing ecosystem which I never could imagine. It is extremely. It's just a salt water. It's all over, and we have mangroves. The first few hours when I was in the boat, I realized, in fact, people talking about Sundarban tigers. And in fact, I was thinking, how can you get hold of a sighted tiger in this, huge islands, as well as the water everywhere, and extremely difficult. In fact, I was disappointed. I love the ecosystem, no doubt about it. But when I went for tigers, hopefully to catch a tiger, and when I saw the ecosystem and when I saw the landscape, I thought, I can never come across a tiger in that landscape. And in the evening, when after dinner, in fact, when I was chatting with Giri as well as a couple of my friends, I said, obviously it's going to be fun. Let's enjoy the boat ride for 3 more nights. But setting a tiger is going to be extremely tough. But the next morning, we just came across a few fresh pug marks, and we had fantastic the guides in the boat, who said, just let's wait, and a tiger might just come across. And lucky for us, this was very early morning, at around 6:30 in the morning, when you had a tiger crossing the shallow channels of Sundarbans, and he just waited. He stopped, looked at the sun, And I had that the early morning sunlight falling all over him, and I could make this image, which is extremely dear, and which is quite uncommon coming from Sundarbans.
Yeah, the play of light
So
is here.
so this is one image which is dear to me.
Great image.
So I have got a couple of more images coming from Sundarams of this tiger. In fact, we have this tiger. He just went to this island, stayed there for few 15-20 minutes. Then he swam across to another island. So in the evening, in fact, that was in the evening. So you can say we were about 15-20 feet away from the tiger,
Oh,
swimming from one island to another island in that current. It's a very tough life out there for the tigers. And that day I realized, and I had that enormous respect for tigers. The amount of strength a tiger has, crossing the channel of almost about 300-400 meters, and he was effortlessly swimming across from one island to another island. And with such kind of strength, my respect for tigers, in fact, it just catapulted enormously, looking at the tiger swimming. This was one amazing experience, and we love Sundarbans. It's one amazing landscape, and you should visit Sundarbans. It's a different world altogether. Tiger settings, I cannot promise you, but it's going to be fun. It is real fun.
Great.
So from Sundarbans, I think let me go to Africa. This was one image which I made. Obviously, you come across lots of images of lions, leopards, and in fact, hyenas. No doubt about it. So this was one image where I don't know. Can you see any animal in that tree?
definitely.
Great.
Hermes, Nisha, could you see an animal there?
I can see this leopard on the left.
Sleeping.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So this leopard was, he was fast asleep on a branch of a tree. So that was my first leopard in Africa. We were quite far away. We made fantastic images. Then we waited for half an hour, 1 hour. That guy didn't move. He was blissfully asleep. Then this was in Dutu, where
Okay.
you could take your vehicle wherever you could. So after some time, in fact, I told my guide, why don't you just take the vehicle just underneath the tree? He said, okay, I can do it. Then he took this the vehicle underneath the tree, and I shot this on a wide angle.
Great.
So I think this was shot at around 14 mm lens.
Yeah.
We were right below that on top of us. Our vehicle was positioned right underneath him. He didn't move. He was fast asleep. He was not disturbed. He didn't give a hoot to us, in fact. So I just wanted this kind of an the tree, the acacia tree, gave a fantastic feel. So I just made this image, some sort of a creative image from Africa. In fact, the Ganesh Shankar.
Mm-hmm.
You might have heard of Ganesh Shankar. Obviously, who has not heard of Ganesh Shankar?
Yeah.
The creative photograph specialist of India. He loved this image, and something coming out from him, gave me lots of satisfaction. Okay, what I'm going to do is let me. I'm not. I just showed you one tiger photographs. I'm sure you had lots of discussions with tiger photographs. Varun Tucker was there last week,
Yeah.
who has seen about 500, 600 tigers in India. He must have spoken only about tigers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about not the glamorous wild animals. I'm going to talk about images which I made in my district, my hometown. Okay, which has given me enormous satisfaction, which has given me lots of uh, if I can say, some sort of a respect. And it's been a fantastic journey with regard to photography, what I have done in my hometown. I just, as I mentioned earlier, I come from a place called Bellary in Karnataka. It's a very dry place, quite hot during summers. People hate to come over here during summers because the temperature goes right up to 43. Very, very dry. But we have abundant wildlife. Bellary is one of the places where you can say we have almost about 4 protected areas, which is highest in any district in India. You can say we have 2 bear sanctuaries, and we have 2 other protected areas. But Bellary has got amazing birds too, which I would love to speak about. Which I can just go on and on and on talking about the birds of Bellary.
Okay.
Tisha, and as well as Hermes. Obviously, you're into birding. So, which the birds which I'm going to talk about, it's going to be quite a revelation. People might not think about sighting this bird, which is extremely dear, which we are doing lots of work with regard to conservation, is the great Indian bustard.
Oh,
We have great Indian bustards in Bellary. So people go to Desert National Park to sight
yeah.
this birds, but we have a great Indian bustard in Bellary district also. We don't talk much about it. Of course, for the past couple of years, we've been following these birds. You can say about for 14 to 15 years. The
Okay.
first great Indian bustard which I saw was in year 2008. A family of GABs, about 50 kilometers from my home, from my house. We do have GABs now. Presently, for the past couple of years, we're working very hard with regard to conservation of GABs. The forest department has been very aware and very cooperative, and we do have some committee with regard to GAB conservation. And I'm going to show you one image of GAB, which a couple of images coming from my hometown. This is a great. Can you see it on full screen?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, this is a South Indian GAB.
South Indian.
Okay, a Kannada speaking GAB. Okay, we do have about presently we have about 8 to 10 birds with subadults too, males
Okay.
and females. Uh, it's about 50 kilometers from Bellary city. We are into conservation now. Last year, a couple of years ago, in fact, we have the best part. In fact, surviving in the fields by drainages. Okay, you have lots of hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Your
Am I
voice
audible?
got break.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, okay, thank you. So these are in the fields of the village where you have the birds which have been surviving for quite a while, and we have a group of people who are doing amazing work like Samad Kotur and Santosh Martin, the Anand, and a few more guys who have been working hard with regard to conservation of this bird. And presently, we have acquired about 240 acres of land. Sorry,
No, there was no question, I think.
yeah, can you hear me now? I'm
Yes, we
audible.
can. Yes.
Lovely, thank you. So we have acquired we have acquired around 240 acres of land through the CSR activity from one steel plant. The JSW steel plant was quite happy enough to help us out with buying of land in this area. We have bought about 240 acres of land. We are going to buy a few more acres of land, a few more hundreds of acres of land, and hopefully, we make sure these birds survive in this landscape. and we expect these birds to multiply and give us lots of
Yep,
pleasure
that's
for the
great.
birders as well as to the next generation. This is one bird which is surviving in the cotton fields. So what you come across in DNP, Desert National Park in Rajasthan, so it's all grasslands. We do have grasslands here as well as cotton fields as well as sunflower fields. So these birds, they lay their eggs in the month of December, very unlike what's happening in DNP where it happens in the summer. So here they lay the eggs in the month of December, and when the crop is at its peak, and presently we are doing lots of work with regard to conservation of this bird, and hopefully hopefully we save this bird for the future generation to come. So this is one amazing bird we have in Bellary. And one more amazing bird what we have in Bellary is the yellow-throated bulbul.
Oh,
I'm sure when Nisha was here during the bird festival, I'm sure she should have seen this bird. So in Bellary, at Hampi, you have 100% sighting of yellow-throated bulbul. As you all know, yellow-throated bulbul is seen only in southern India, nowhere else in the world. And the Bellary is the best place, especially the Hampi, is the best place to sight the bird and, if possible, make pictures. And two unique birds coming out of Bellary district, that is the great Indian bustard as well as the yellow-throated bulbul. And of course, we have one more product area that's called the Anka Samudra Bird Conservation Reserve, which is very, very, very similar to what you come across in the southern part of Karnataka, that's in Mysore, Rangantettu. So this is about 200 acres of shallow waters on the banks of on the backwaters in the backwaters of Tungabhadra River. So we do have lots of birds which come and roost, as well as come and you get to make fantastic images, and and you can do lots of birding in that area. That's called Anka Samudra Bird Conservation Reserve in Ballari, which I'm talking about is the birds. Now we do have two bear sanctuaries in Karnataka, which is extremely unique and nowhere else in the country. So one is the Daroji Bear Sanctuary, which was notified as a bear sanctuary in the year 1994, which is the first bear sanctuary in Asia, where you get to sight birds, sight bears up close, the sloth bears, and you do get to make a good image of sloth bears as well as so this was one image which I made during the peak monsoons when it was drizzling, and I was just walking in the Daroji Bear Sanctuary, which is extremely dangerous, as you all know. Never walk in a bear country. Bears are very inquisitive, which has got very poor eyesight, and the chances of being attacked by a bear is very, very high. And of course, we had forest department guys with us when I was walking in a bear sanctuary, and this guy just appeared in front of us, and as bears are always inquisitive, he just went onto his hind legs, and he posed at us. He glared us and looked at us for almost about a minute or so. We just stood still, but I could make a few images of this handsome female. This is a female sloth bear, and after a couple of minutes, lucky for us, she lost interest in us and just moved on. And we could I could make this image, and this one image, obviously, usually in the month of January, February, where the sloth bears make babies, and they get the babies out in the month of late February, March, and This was one beautiful female with two amazing cubs. Now the cubs have grown up. Uh, they're quite old now. So they're almost about 2 years now, and it's in one nice family. They have separated from the mother. The mother is, I think, is ready to mate again. And I have not been there to the Daroji Bear Sanctuary because of this COVID issues. I've not been there. So most probably in the near future we might hear some good news where the mother has new cubs, and these cubs have separated and have become quite big. And you get to make nice images at Daroji
So
Bear
this also
Sanctuary.
by foot you took.
Sorry.
This also by foot you took the picture.
Yeah,
Like you were
yeah, there's a small watchtower. So I
Okay.
was outside the watchtower uh, because as a photographer, you'll always know you always want a ground level shot. So the eye level or the ground level shot. So
Yeah.
when I was making this image, I was flat on the ground. My camera was almost about I think it was about 5 inches or 6 inches above the ground. So I was lying flat, and this lady, she walked right from the a small hillock behind, and she walked and stood up. This was about she was about 20-30 meters away from me. So
What
she
was the
stood.
lens you were using?
I think this was about 500 is a full
Okay.
frame. So she stood there, posed for me, showed her proudly showed her cups to me, and she smelt me. In fact, her eyes. Sloth bears have got poor eyesight. She
Okay.
smelt me first. Then she made a sound and turned back and ran away. Lucky for me, she didn't run towards me. Then I would have been in soup. Uh, she just turned back and ran away with the cups. So I could make a few images at that time. So these couple of images which I'm going to show you from Daroji, which everybody is aware of, which I don't have to talk much about Daroji. But there's one more bear sanctuary that's called Gurakote Bear Sanctuary. Very few people are aware of Gurakote Bear Sanctuary. This is about 1 hour, 1 hour drive from Bellary. This was notified as a bear sanctuary in the year 2014. The landscape is totally different from what you come across at Daroji Bear Sanctuary. This is almost evergreen forest with lots of hillocks. Amazing place. The landscape is much greener than Daroji. Beautiful place. Uh, Not many people have sighted animals there. There were no images coming out of Gurakote Bear Sanctuary because the bears or the wildlife there are not used to humans there. So most of the time it is we only do nights. Obviously, you don't go to a sanctuary in the nights. You're not allowed to go there. Then
Mm-hmm.
then I had to apply for special permission from the forest department, Karnataka. They allowed me to make camera trap images from Gurakote. So then it's a long story, in fact. So I was not exactly aware of how to go about it. So again, I had to go back to my guru Vijay Mohan Raj, then as well as Giri Kavle. So they were. This was in the year 2016, 4 years ago. So even in fact, they were inclined to do camera trap images. We spent lots of uh, sleepless nights how to go about it because there were no as I'm aware of, there were no camera trap high-end camera trap images coming out of India. So these guys obviously they spent lots of time how to go about it, including the flashlights and the infrared camera, the infrared rays, and we started buying the equipment, and The first images, which they had made was in Belgaum as well as in Dandeli. So I just went one fine day. I just went to Dandeli Tiger Reserve, where they were setting up camera trap images, camera trap, and I learned how to go about it and how to do it. And I bought a Nikon 7100, as well as SB28 flashlights, and a few contraptions, how to go about it, as well as a trail master. I was very new to this. Absolutely had no idea how to go about it. It was some sort of a trial and error. And I had a boy who was working in my hospital, who knew something about computers, and she knew something about cameras. So I caught out of the guy, put him in my vehicle, then went there and started fixing the cameras at Gurakote Bear Sanctuary. It was one tough time at that time for me, because I had no idea how to go about it. I had no idea how to set up a camera. I had no idea with regard to ISO, exposure, how the flash works, how infrared trail master works. It took quite a while for me. I set it up. The first place which I chose was, there's a small temple called Panchalingeshwara temple at Gurakote, in the heart of Bear Sanctuary, wherein I knew the bears are going to come, because you have the surrounding villages. The villagers used to go and worship the lingas there, 5 lingas, Panchalingeshwara, the Shiva temple, in a small cave. So every Monday, people used to go there, worship the linga, and get back to their village. So I knew, obviously, they used to carry lots of oil and lots of eatables to worship the linga. So I knew, the bears might get attracted for the smell. So I put my camera trap there. First 20 days, or first month, 1 month, I can say, it was a big disaster. I made 18 visits to that place with the camera. Either the bear has not come, the camera has clicked, my flash has not worked, or the bear is somewhere else. It was one frustrating time for me that month. I realized, I thought, why don't I just give up on this camera trap? It's not my cup of tea. Might as well, stay in the hospital, make money, cutting people, operating, and spend time in the hospital. So, but once I realized, I made a start. I said, I have to get an image, come what may. And after about more than a month, after about 18 to 20 visits, I made this image. So this
Oh my
image
God.
is this is talks about India and its culture. You have the temples, you have the people, you have the wildlife. So everybody coexists. During
Yeah.
daytime, people go there and worship the god and the Baswarna. In the night, you have the wildlife, you have the animals going there doing the same thing. So I got this image after 30 days, after about 18 to 20 visits of mine. So can you see this full screen?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. So you can see this. People have gone and worshipped and put a garland around the
Yeah.
Shivlinga as well as Baswa. And in the night, this bear has come to lick the oil which has been left behind.
It's a spectacular image, Arun.
So here I used two flash. Yeah. So here I used two flash, SB828 on either side, and with a trail master, infrared trail master, which could cut the beam And
Yeah.
lucky for me, this bear looked into the camera, and the camera clicked.
Yeah.
So this was this image which I made, which is extremely dear to me.
Oh, it's extremely dear to any
So
photographer.
after this, absolutely after this, and this image was shot at around 12:30 in the night when I was blissfully asleep at home. So I go back after a couple of days, expecting nothing. I just go look into the viewfinder of the camera. When I see this image, obviously, in fact, I was just jumping with joy. I was extremely happy. Out of the world picture, which I never expected I would get this kind of an image.
Yeah.
And
Imagine your joy.
absolutely, no doubt about it. And this was a camera image. I'm talking about 2016, where not many people had made camera trap images coming out of India.
Yeah.
Not many people had done it. So this was I used a Nikon 7100 with a Sigma 1020 lens. This was at 14 mm. So the camera was quite close to the bear.
So
The bears they were so well behaved. In fact, later on, the bears are notorious. In fact, the bears, they destroy the image, they destroy the cameras, they pull out the wires, the cables, they destroy the cables, they bite the cables. Lucky for me, I had put my camera traps for almost a year or so at Gurakote. Not even once, the bears destroyed my camera or my cables. They were so well behaved. This is the first time you can say no camera was harmed by a sloth bear in India, and it happened to me for almost a year. They were so behaved, so well cooperative. They were so well cooperative. So this was one image which I made. Later on, this gave me confidence. Then I thought, why don't you make why don't I make a few more images of the bear? And I knew the bears are going to come because I knew where they're going to go and where they're going to how they walk. And I just wanted to show one image of a bear living in a cave, because bears in my part of the country where Bellary, bears live in the caves. And I just put up my camera trap in a cave, hoping a bear might come and pose for me in a cave where I'm going to show a bear in a cave. So
Okay.
this image I made, I had put. Can you see this image?
Oh my God!
This
Yes.
screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So this image where I put 3 flashes. In fact, I just wanted to show a depth of the cave, and 2 flashes on either side. And lucky for me, of course, when I was putting my camera trap, in fact, I was not sure where bear was inside or not.
Oh
So
yeah.
I had a
that's what
watcher with me. Where he made few noises, and he went into the cave, and he gave me a green signal saying that there are no bears inside the cave. Then it took almost 45 minutes to 1 hour for me to set up this. More than that, I think it took me almost for about 1.5 hours for me to set up this camera trap. And there were no bears at the time in the cave. This was again shot using a 1020 Sigma lens with a Nikon 7100 with 3 flashes. And this guy walks next to the camera, goes into the cave, turns back, comes towards the camera and poses for me.
amazing.
Yeah, and
Arun,
he breaks the infrared beam at the right moment, where I could get this in fantastic focus.
yeah. Arun, can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. What are the settings you use during these shots?
I think I was at f5.6.
Okay. And
ISO 500 and what? Regular shutter speed with 3 flashes. With a
ISO?
trail master infrared. ISO 500.
Okay.
ISO 500.
Okay.
The best part was I had to set
Yeah.
up all this during daytime.
Yeah.
So I had to crawl myself. I had to ask my boy to crawl. I had to focus it.
Yeah.
So he had to pose for me. I had to and I have to make few images. Make sure the camera is working. The trail master, the infrared beam is working. The flash is working.
Okay.
Then pray God. I can make good image.
You keep the focus manual, right?
Yeah, it was focus manual.
Okay.
So at the right moment, because the you can see the snout of the bear
Yeah.
is the focus point. Is the infrared beam which cuts the beam where the camera
Okay.
triggers.
Yeah.
You need to be very so precise. So this takes it took almost 1.5 hours for me to set it up. Then takes half an hour for me to make sure the camera everything is working well.
Yeah.
And later on 10 minutes of praying to get an image. So go back home. Then after a week, go and check the camera. Or after third day, it used to be some sort of a religious journey for me. Every third day or fourth day, I used to rush, check my camera, come back. Most of the times, I'm disappointed. Most of the times, I never got an image, or the cameras not worked as just mentioned, or the flash has not worked. I'm not happy with the image, or it's blurred. Uh, 1 year, I made only 10 images. Only 10 images. Okay. So you just imagine the amount of the frustration I have gone through.
And how does the battery? How do you manage that?
Battery, whenever an animal goes, it clicks. I have spent huge money. The whole contraption, the camera 7100 with the lens with my trail master, it almost cost me about 2 lakhs or 2.5 lakhs.
Okay.
So I used to leave behind almost 2.5 lakhs worth of equipment in a sanctuary, hoping nobody goes there and takes away my equipment. So I had to take that risk. I had no other choice. I had to take the risk.
But this is a place where people go, right?
Not many people. Not many people go, but
Okay.
few people go. But the one good thing was, in fact, people realized the camera trap has been set by the forest department.
Okay. Okay.
So nobody touched it.
Good.
Nobody disturbed that place.
Yeah.
So thinking that it's done by the forest department. Let's not disturb it. So that way, I was quite lucky. Later on, I became much more bold. I became much more confident. So I thought I can make much more good images. Then in fact I thought let's do something else apart from the sloth bears. Then I thought you have lots of leopards in that area. So we used to see lots of pug marks. So I was following one pug mark of a huge male leopard who was frequently walking in one particular direction. So I knew this guy has got a routine. He's going to walk every third day or fourth day or fifth day in the same sort of a small ravine. So I called up Vijay Mohanraj. In fact, I told him I'm going to make an image of a leopard walking on a small a boulder. He said, Arun, it's going to be tough for you. You cannot do it. I said, I see this guy. He walks so frequently. Let me set up my camera. Hope I get an image of this guy on a boulder posing for me. So again, I just go there, set it up because I was just following the pug marks. So I set up a camera. In this time, my camera was so close, almost at around on a boulder at my camera is at a lower angle, as if he's going to pose for me. He's ruling that area. So I fixed it up. Then again, a lot of frustrations. That guy never came. He took almost 15 days to come and pose for me. And he did pose for me. And I got a nice image. Oh my God, where is this? Nice image of a leopard posing for me on a boulder.
Oh my God. Oh.
So again, this was might be at around 12 mm, at 12 mm. The camera was extremely close to him.
What an
Extremely
image.
close to him. So this was a boulder. There was a small water hole in front of a small puddle of water, just in front of this boulders. This was in peak summer, so that was the only place where I knew he's going to come for water. So I just set it up next to the water. Yeah. So next to the puddle of water, and this guy comes there, poses for me, and I could mix his image. You can see my trail master here.
Okay, yeah.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah. So the beam is exactly at his face.
Okay.
He breaks the beam, and my camera clicks.
Yeah. That's awesome. The image is spectacular.
So this was one image which I made. So of this guy, and there was one more. There was one more water hole, almost about 1 kilometer away. I knew this guy. He's going to go to that area also. So again, I set up a camera trap and make one more image. So this was in peak summer, might be in the dead of night at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, where he goes there. Can you see this image?
Yes, with the reflection.
Yes, some sort of a moonlight feed.
Yes.
Yeah. Doesn't look like a flash photography.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had put 2 flashes on either side.
Okay.
So again, I could see the pug marks in this area. So I knew this is going to come and drink water. Set it up, and lucky for me, he turned and posed for the camera when he was clicking.
This is amazing.
So this was in the night, and during the daytime, in fact, I made an image. In fact, in which I never expected. I was going for the mammals. I never expected to get a bird on a camera trap image, and this was a changeable hawk eagle.
Oh. Okay.
Same place during the daytime.
Oh my God.
He comes to drink water. The camera starts clicking.
Okay.
And he gets disturbed, and he just opens up his feathers, the wings.
Amazing.
And the best part is, first time a changeable hawk eagle, a forest bird, was shot in the plains of Karnataka.
Okay.
It was not recorded in Bellary district at all. This is the first time recorded it.
Great.
The birders didn't believe it. In fact, when I just mentioned I got a changeable hawk eagle in Bellary, so not changeable, rather crested hawk eagle.
Yeah.
A crested hawk eagle. Let me correct myself. Not changeable. Crested hawk eagle. People didn't believe it. They said, crested hawk eagle in Bellary? No chance. I said, I have got an image. I just sent it to them, and they were shocked, and obviously they were happy to get to see this image. And this was a changeable on a camera trap image.
That's an amazing picture.
I thought, let me become much more enterprising with making images of bears in Gurakote. Then I discussed again with Vijay Mohan Raj. I told Vijay Mohan Raj, I'm going to make an image of a bear with stars, because I had seen lots of the Western photographers, especially Burat Lucas, making images of lions and whatnot, rhinos from Africa.
Yeah.
So I said, why don't you try it? Then again, I went to Bangalore. In fact, I sat with him. I went to Bangalore just especially to work out how to make out an image of sloth bear or a wild animal with stars. Uh, we discussed. We didn't know how to go about it, because I didn't know how the flash is going to work, how to get the stars, and how to get the how the flash is going to work, how to get an animal in the foreground along with the stars. But we succeeded. In fact, we
Great.
succeeded. I did get an image of a sloth bear with the stars.
Oh.
The best part was, if you see the stars here, can you
Yes.
see my pointer?
Yeah.
Can you see my pointer?
Yes.
Yes. This was shot, I think, at around 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, between 12 and 1 o'clock in the night.
Okay.
I sent this image for processing to Ashok Mansoor.
Okay.
He is one amazing photographer.
Yep.
I said, why don't you process? I have taken a photograph of a sloth bear with stars. Please process this image and send it to me. Because at that time he was making lots of images of stars.
Okay.
So he processed image. He sent it to me, and he said, "Arun, what an image! What you have made." I said, "What have I made? I made a sloth bear image with stars. There's something else along with sloth bear." I said, "What exactly you mean? What do you mean by that?" He said, "Look carefully at the sky." I said, "Yeah, I see stars." He said, "No. Can you see a constellation there?"
Oh,
I
yeah.
say, "I'm sorry, I don't know much about the stars and the constellations. Please enlighten me." Then he tells me, "Can you see this constellation?"
Yes.
Yes.
I see seven stars here.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He says, "That's a Ursa Major. That's a Great Bear constellation."
Oh, really? Oh.
So you have made an image of a sloth bear with a Great Bear constellation.
Great. What more can you ask for?
Can you see this image?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have a sloth bear here with a small cub with a Great Bear. That's the Ursa Major constellation, the Great Bear constellation.
Wonderful.
Wow.
So
Did you send this image for any awards or anything?
no. I'm quite happy with my life. No awards. If you and Nisha say it's a good image, I'm very happy.
I don't know. All of your images are awesome. All, whatever you have shown today is out of the world.
So these are I made a few more images of wildlife of Gurakote. Almost about, as I told you, just mentioned to you, about 10 to 12 images for one full year. It took lots of my time, lots of my patience. But the images are one amazing images, which are extremely dear to me. I don't talk much about these images. I think these are second share my images.
Oh, thank you, Arun. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
And before this is about Gurakote, let me get back to Hampi. So
wow,
this is a mating couple, the husband and wife of Hampi.
Oh.
We had this image for one of our exhibitions.
Close to village. I know. I had sent it up. You asked me, and I had sent it, I think.
Yes.
So I went there I went there almost 3 to 4 days in a week, in 1 week, in fact. They were seen for 1 week, and I was there on 3 or 4 days, continuously going there. They were never together. They always used to be sitting separate. The female came and sat next to the male for only 1 minute, and just posed, and I could get this image. And after I just made this image, the female gets up and walks away into the cave. And I can say when I made this image. And this is one more image. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, can you see this image?
Yes. Wow.
Oh, thank you. Good. I took almost 1 week to shoot this image. Every afternoon, I used to go to Daroji. Usually, I operate in the afternoons. I don't operate in the mornings. During that time, I shifted all my surgeries in the mornings. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, rest to Daroji. 2 o'clock, I used to put my camera. I expected to shoot this bird. I just wanted this bird in a wide angle.
Okay.
So you know how big the bird is. He's only a few centimeters in height.
Yeah.
It's a jungle bush squirrel. So I just dug a hole. I put my camera inside the hole to get this ground level shot. So I had this rock as a scale.
Okay.
This is about roughly 1.5 feet in height.
Okay.
This rock.
Look like a huge one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks very huge. He's only about 1.5 feet. So my camera was dug into a hole. Only my lens was coming out because I wanted the shot. And I knew this bird is going to walk in this area. I used a cam ranger.
Okay.
So I hid myself about 30 feet away with the cam ranger.
Okay.
So when this guy came close to my camera, I just used the remote and took pictures. And very proudly, this male jungle bush squirrel posed. And I got this image on the 7th day of my visit. Every day, I went every day. On the 7th day, I got this image. Because I wanted the bird is such a small bird. It's about what, 10-12 centimeters in height.
Yeah.
So I just wanted this feel, and I got it.
Wonderful frame.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Of course, you get to see this falls, the male and the female.
Beauty.
And
You
this
get to see
also
them in our. And lucky for me, both were together, and both were focused. And nice to see a male and a female together.
Yeah.
was this also 12 lens?
No. This I think I was using a 7200.
Okay.
So I was using a 7200. So again, ground level shot. So I think I have taken lots of time.
Oh, no,
I think I've shown you most of the images. I didn't want to show you my regular tiger images, which is lots of people would like to talk about, and then lots of people would like to discuss about. So something which is very unique, camera trap images which I made, and images which is very dear to me. That's from my hometown.
Thank you, Arun.
All the images are exceptional.
Absolutely not. I don't know what to say. I mean, it was such an amazing journey. We really feel that you the pain you go through, the effort you took for a year or 4 years journey, and that journey definitely reflects in each and every image.
And every image got a lot of effort behind it. We can literally say that.
Every image has got a long story. In fact, I cannot. You could come out to my place, and we're going to sit and discuss about this. I can tell you amazing stories. How I made these images. It's going to be tough for me to explain to you live now because with paucity of time. But if you can just, both of you are most welcome to come over here.
Sure.
Amazing stories, amazing place. You would really love it. No doubt about it. Nisha has been here during the birth.
Can be proud to
Of
have
course,
this
she
kind
just
of.
came for a couple of days.
Oh, definitely, I want to, because last time I couldn't get much into this Lost Bear session at all. So would love to come over and stay there for a few days and do some experimental photography with you, Arun, for sure.
Uh, you need to experiment yourself. What I realized, in fact, you need to experiment yourself. You need to do something very unique.
Yeah.
Uh, if you ask me, I've been doing photography almost for 10 years now. If you ask me to show my portfolio to you, I can show you maximum 10 to 12 photographs, not more than that, which is going to be very unique. Because taking a picture of a leopard or a tiger walking on the road, or on a leopard on a tree, it's quite common. A lot of people would do it, but you need to create images. What I realize is interacting with stalwarts like Ganesh Shankar, Giri Kavle, then of course Vijay Mohan Raj, and you have lots of people, especially in Karnataka, who have done amazing work with regard to wildlife photography. Sudesh Shivram, you have amazing bunch of people in Karnataka, who have done fantastic with regard to photography. Spend time with them, talk to them, create your own niche, do something different. That's my funda. Create a niche, and do something different. Where which would give you enormous satisfaction. At the same time, you get noticed. Uh, so that's how I went about it. Starting camera trap images in the year 2016, where not many people will do it. Of course, now you have lots of people are doing it, no doubt about it. But we started almost 4 to 5 years ago. It was a huge learning curve, frustrating. I have pulled off half my hair making an image, no doubt about it. But it's been fun. It's been an amazing journey, and it's been real fun.
It's great. I mean, it's great journey for us to be with you for this, last 1.5 hours, and that itself can, with 1.5 hours time, what you have shared is like your.
I've spoken 1.5 hours. Is it? I was supposed to speak to only for half an hour, I suppose. Then we had some interaction.
Absolutely nothing like that. We said only the starting time. Okay, we never.
I just had to show one tiger image from a very uncommon place. It's Sundarbans.
Okay.
I never showed any tiger image coming from some from forest of Karnataka, or from Bandhavgarh or Ranthambore, or any other place, which you would have seen umpteen times.
Yes.
So I didn't want to talk about it. I just wanted to show you images which I have made in my hometown. That's Bellary.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it was a fabulous experience, and every image class.
Breathtaking images. Thank you so much, Arun, again.
Yeah. Do we have some questions, Hermi?
No, all
Everybody's like, yeah.
About the pictures, everyone is gone.
Seriously, please don't ask me any technical with regard to cameras. It's a bit tough. I'm not a teacher. It's been some sort of trial and error. But still I could make good images.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go ask me the depth of the cameras, the specifications, it's going to be tough for me to answer. But anyway, I'll try my level best if I have any questions.
Yeah, you got, your voice was not clear.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Anybody has got any queries, please, you're most welcome to ask.
Yeah, and I think it is. We are only getting some great, remarks about the images and how
All
they
your images. Very
Seriously, I
informative
don't see those.
session.
Okay.
very information, beautiful session, and yeah, mesmerizing to listen to your stories and images. Thanks for sharing. The beauty, super pic, and yeah, it's the messages are like endless, amazing, amazing, amazing.
Say something
Response.
bad, man. Come on. There must be some other questions also. Please let me know.
No, nobody is asking questions.
Nobody is asking questions.
Everybody is praising your pictures.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And the
Thank
last
you.
one is this is you are a great storyteller,
Yeah, from
Really?
Shaista.
What a
I have got
message.
fantastic stories. In fact, I have spent lots of time with Manator of Leopard, Manator Leopard also.
Really?
Oh yeah, I can come out of the book with regard to that. It's a fantastic story. I'm going to tell. I have recorded all that. I have seen a Manator Leopard 10 feet away from me.
What?
It's an amazing story. I spent almost 3 months. That would take at least an hour for me to narrate that story. It's an amazing story of a Manator, which we had a tough time in Bellary district. In fact, it had killed four humans,
Ooh.
Oh,
four people. Uh, of course,
And you were in front of
3 months: October, November, December, January. Right from October, January, December, January, February. I was in a machan. I was in a cage. Uh, I was in a vehicle. I have seen a monitor 10 feet away from me. He just came right in front of me, glared at me, turned back and walked away.
What made him walk away?
Yeah. He turned back and walked away. Lucky for me, of course, I was in a vehicle, but the amount of scare he gave me on that day, in fact, I counted, I prayed to all the gods, 60 million gods. Then I realized, what am I doing? I should have been at home. Why am I doing all this? The risk I'm going through. Uh, I have all. In fact, no, I've taken lots of videos of that. I have taken a video of that monitor coming right in front of me, 10 feet away from me. I have shot a video using my cell phone, iPhone. Uh, I have that video. I can make hopefully I might come out with a book or make a movie out of it. It's an amazing journey. I think this was in 2017.
There is.
No,
Oh
17
my God,
October.
we have a beautiful comment from Sundaresh. Superb, Arun. Learned a lot. Worth missing an RCB match today.
I think RCB would have won, I suppose. KKR was doing very bad in them. I was watching, in fact, until 8-10. KKR had lost almost 5 wickets then.
Okay.
So, fantastic stories. Obviously, going to wild has taught me lots of things. One thing is, it gives you lots of peace of mind, lots of patience. You're to yourself, nobody to disturb you. As a surgeon, obviously, you have enormous stress in life. Actually, this afternoon I had to go through lots of stress. I was thinking, in fact, I might not be able to make it for this today's session also. I had a surgery, a few complications.
Oh.
Of course, the patient is doing well, no doubt about it.
Great.
But you go through lots of stress in your life. The only thing you get is going to a forest where you're to yourself, and there's so much of total silence and peace, and nobody disturb you. So that keeps me going.
There's a comment from Basuraj. Arun sir, always our inspiration in Ballari.
Thank you.
And we have one more comment. Only Arun can stare back at a man-eater and make him run away.
Now, how do you manage to do that? I still don't understand.
We were sitting in a vehicle. In fact, we were expecting the manager to come in that direction. I had a veterinary doctor sitting next to me with a tranquilizer gun.
Okay.
It had killed 4 people, so we had to tranquilize that leopard. So sixth sense told me that leopard is going to come. I had switched on my camera, iPhone camera. I knew that fellow is. I don't know what made me think. In fact, at that particular point of time, I expected that guy to come right in front of us. It was around 5:55 in the evening, in the month of December. The light was it was growing dark. I switched on my camera. I was aiming in one direction. Within 15 seconds, that fellow comes into my frame.
Oof.
I had a veterinary doctor in front of me, next to me with a tranquilizer gun. I'm telling him, shoot, because we were desperate to tranquilize that leopard because it had killed 4 people, and you had 3,000 villages, creating lots of problems to the forest department. And I was using my camera and my mobile and taking that video of that fellow comes, walks close to me, looks into my camera. Of course, we were in a camouflaged vehicle, but still, he knew we were in that vehicle. So he glares at us, turns back, and coolly walks away. And the veterinary doctor sitting next to me, he was so scared, he didn't take a shot.
Oh my.
He didn't take a shot. I asked him, why didn't you take a shot? He says, sir, the leopard was so close to me. In fact, I couldn't do it. Later in the evening, we had to go back and tell our forest officer, the DCF at that time, it was Takat Singh Ranawat, who's a fantastic, good friend of mine. So we had to go tell him we sighted a leopard who came 10 feet away from us, but we didn't take a shot. He scolded us. In fact, he blew his top. He says, "Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you take a shot? What is this?" But somehow, in fact, it was so scary at that time, and it never occurred to us, to take a shot using the tranquilizer gun. Subsequently, it took almost one month for us to get him in the cage and shift him to a zoo. And he was injured. In fact, he was injured in his paw a bit. That's the reason he was killing people. And surprisingly, in fact, if you have read the Jim Corbett, you have time for a minute?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. If you have read Jim Corbett, very clearly, Jim Corbett talks about the man-eaters, be it a leopard or a tiger. He says once a man-eater, an animal kills a human, be it a leopard or a tiger. A tiger, if it kills a human, it loses the fear of human. In fact. Whereas a leopard, which kills a human, obviously, but still, he's scared of the humans. He doesn't lose that the fear of humans. Invariably, what Jim Corbett says, he says a tiger would make a human kill in the daytime. If it's a kill which happens in the night time, it's a leopard.
Okay.
Most of the time.
Okay.
This was Jim Corbett in the year 1920s.
Okay.
Explaining about how a man-eater hunts. Okay, but surprisingly, in Bellary, in our Sandur area, that all the leopard kills happened in the afternoons, between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So what Jim Corbett, what he spoke about, such a great man speaking about man-eaters, obviously, it was totally different what happened in my place.
Yeah.
The killing was happening in the afternoons, between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the afternoons. So that's the beauty of wildlife. In fact, you cannot predict a wild animal.
Yeah.
Never.
However an expert you are, you cannot predict a wild animal and how they behave and how they hunt.
It's true, completely.
And where is this man-eater now, the leopard?
They moved over to.
You should have one more session for me to talk about man-eaters of Sandur. I would take 1.5 hours more to talk about it. It's a fantastic story, in fact. Amazing stories, and I can write chapters on that.
Yeah, we can make a session for that.
Yeah, definitely. Just Arun and the man-eater.
So he was captured.
The
He
man
was
who
captured
scared
and
the.
I don't know. He didn't scare me. In fact, he scared me rather. He scared me.
You
In fact,
scared
I
him.
counted all the gods. Right. So so it's been a fun time for me as a wildlife warden. Apart from my being a doctor and being a surgeon, yeah. So it's been a nice, it's been a fantastic journey. Absolutely enjoying it, no doubt about it. And hopefully, we come out with something new always. You need to reinvent yourself. You do something different. Then only people notice you, not the same routine stuff. So
Correct.
hopefully we do get to do some more camera traps and do something different. And very soon you might hear about it in a couple of more years. What
We,
year at
we,
it?
we already got request for another session with you. From,
We would love to have another session.
and
So it was
you got another title also from Sadakshari, Singapura. Arun, the Corbett of Bellary.
no. I'm not. We don't have tigers here. We have plenty of leopards in our area. Plenty of leopards in our area. Leopards are one amazing creatures, which are so adaptable. I love leopards. I love leopards much more than tigers, because tigers are, if I can use that word, such boring animals. They have their own routine, walk on the same path every second day or third day. Whereas, and they're very particular what they eat, very particular where they live. They don't go out of the territory. They eat the same thing day in and day out. Very unlike leopards. Leopards survive everywhere. Leopards survive eating cockroaches. Leopards survive eating big deer, or any other animal. Leopards are cunning. Leopards have got a brain of their own. Leopards might be living in my compound, or leopards might be living in a thick forest. They're so adaptable. So and they're so beautiful to look at. So leopards are such amazing creatures, so strong. Love them to shoot, love to shoot them, no doubt about it.
Yeah, great session, Arun. I mean, all the images and the stories, and absolutely no words. Hats off.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arun. And we'll definitely see in another session.
Yeah, definitely one more session, Arun. Let's catch up in one more session. Yeah, let's continue our journey.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Of course we did. Every bit of it.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so let's wind up for the day.
Yeah. And let's catch up again.
Yeah.
You all on Saturday with another person, another story. Let's hope it will be as interesting as this one. It's going to be really a tough one for whoever is going to come next.
Yeah, one of our audience says this was the most entertaining webinar so far.
Thank you very much. It's a real pleasure to spend time with you people and talk about my experiences. It's just the beginning.
Yes.
Love to do lots of other things with regard to photography, as well as with regard to videography. Hopefully we come out with something new later on in our journey. No doubt about it. It's been fun. Thank you very much. It's a real pleasure. It's an honor, in fact, being invited by Portrails. Never expected. Sorry, I could last week I couldn't, because I had to rush to Bangalore for one of some medical emergency. I couldn't join you guys last week, so I had to reschedule it.
We wanted to get in touch with you even before this, but because of COVID, I was feeling quite odd to ask you, because we knew almost every doctor in this whole world is kind of quite busy with their.
No, I've been busy. In fact, I've been busy at Ballari, because I'm a president of Bellary also.
Yeah.
Indian Medical Association president of Bellary also. Yeah. So
yeah, because I mentioned it to Ashok, and Ashok mentioned that you're busy.
No doubt about it. Ashok Kansur, yeah, I have not spoken to him quite a while. In fact, he's been a real inspiration. He's taught me photography. He has chided me. He has scolded me, and whatnot. We've been having fantastic sessions with regard to photography with Ashok Mansur, Vijay Mohan Raj, Dinesh Singh, Giri Kavle, and we have one fantastic group of friends who do lots of photography and learn photography through these people, and
It's great.
it's been nice.
Yeah, Ashok is going to agree to do one session for us.
You should
Just
catch
look
up.
at-
You should do a session with Ashok. Obviously, he stopped doing wildlife photography now. He's more into landscape and
landscape, yes.
Himalayas. Catch up of him. He's got amazing photographers. I extremely respect him with regard to photography as well as a person too. And he's got fantastic images of Himalayas especially. And I don't think nobody else has made that kind of images which he has made. And make sure you get Ashok next time.
Yeah. Sure. We'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Arun, once more.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank you very much. Thanks.